UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Imavov from the KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky is this weekend, and today we're going to be doing a breakdown on the meaningful fights on the card, and I'll give predictions on the main event later this week, and I'll do a live stream with full card breakdown and predictions probably the day of the fight. So stick around to hear my thoughts on UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Imavov in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. We'll start with the main event, Cannonier versus Imavov. This is a tough matchup for both guys. Cannonier is extremely well-rounded, where Imavov is slightly well-rounded, but definitely more of a long-rangey striker. Now, I think that this fight is definitely not a number one contenders fight. I think that both of these guys are a little bit further down in the queue. You have DDP and Izzy fighting for the belt in August, I think. And then you have Whitaker and Hamzat fighting this month. And then you also had the Strickland Costa fight. So I think that there are people that it's stacked up above these guys. These guys are not getting a title shot off of a win here, but one of these guys can move a step closer to that. I think that Imavov is going to need to keep this fight at range with his jabs, body kicks, with front kicks to the body and leg kicks. Whereas Jared Cannonier needs to make this a gritty, grind it out, take Imavov down, suck the gas out of him, and make it a tough, gritty decision type of win if he gets it done. And I think Imavov is going to look to stay on the feet and just chip away at range and slowly pull away with jabs and low kicks. We move on from there. Dominic Reyes versus Dustin Jacoby is the co-main event. Dominic Reyes is now defending his ranked spot after such a fall from grace, after almost beating John Jones. This could be the last fight of Dominic Reyes' career. If he gets knocked out here, he needs to retire. The fall from grace has been insane. And Dustin Jacoby is a nasty striker. He fought Alex Pereira in glory. Dominic Reyes gets hurt on the feet a lot. He's got KO'd by Ryan Spann by a jab. He got brutally chicken dance KO'd against Jan Blachowicz. The co-main event was supposed to be Roman Dolidze and Michel Pereira, but there is some complications in that fight where they're friends, but they don't want to fight each other. It's a little bit weird. Not really sure if they're going to even fight, but Dominic Reyes and Dustin Jacoby is a great co-main event for a fight night like this. And I think Dominic Reyes can get it done, but I'm definitely leaning towards Jacoby. Now, moving on from there, we have the rebooking of Raul Rosas and Ricky Turcios. And this fight was supposed to happen in Mexico City on the Royval Moreno card that also had Yair Rodriguez and Brian Ortega. Raul Rosas got sick backstage. Fight got canceled. Here we are a couple months later. Both of these guys are good, but I'm going to go with Raul Rosas in this fight, I think, because he's young. They're giving him favorable opponents after he lost to Christian Rodriguez. And I think that they are going to build Raul Rosas in a Chase Hooper type of way, where he's going to fight 1.5 times a year, like 3 fights every 2 years. He's 18. So he's going to fight once every 8 months, let him come into his man body. He might move up to featherweight as he gets older and bigger and physically more mature. And that's a great fight too, I think, but I'm going to go with Rojas in that one. Moving down from there, we have Bruno Ferreira against Dustin Stoltzfus. Stoltzfus and Ferreira have both been brutally KO'd. Ferreira got KO'd by Nursultan Ruzaboyev at the Apex. Dustin Stoltzfus did get cooked by Abus Magomedov. And both of these guys have taken brutal losses at middleweight. We'll see who bounces back. And then moving on from there, we have Julian Marquez against Zachary Reese. And Julian Marquez was promising early in his career, but frankly, I don't think he can cut it at middleweight. I don't think that he can cut it in the UFC. I think he's just another run-of-the-mill guys from a regional promotion. And we'll see what happens there. I'll give predictions for the card later in the week, but I'm definitely leaning towards Zachary Reese. I haven't been very impressed with Julian Marquez most of the time. Another fight that I wanted to focus on from this card is Thiago Moises and Ludovic Klein. Now, Thiago Moises, his record of 18-7 is relatively deceiving because of the losses he's taken. He's fought some of the absolute toughest guys at 155. As you can see, he has fought Islam Makhachev. He has fought Benoit Saint-Denis. And you can see he's also lost to Beneil Dariush. And he has wins against Bobby Green and Michael Johnson, who are some of the toughest fights out in the UFC lightweight division. So even though he's not ranked, He is only 29, and he has fought some of the absolute toughest guys in the division. And he's going up against Ludovic Klein, up-and-coming prospect, 21-4, very promising. I definitely lean towards Thiago Moises in this fight. And honestly, I just think that when it comes down to it, the experience against high-level competition for Thiago Moises is going to seriously come into play here, and that he'll end up getting the win. So the card's not incredibly stacked this weekend, but we are getting out of the Apex, which is always fun. That's my thoughts on some of the more interesting fights for UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Imavov. Let me know your thoughts down below. Which fight are you most excited for, and who do you have winning the main event? Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you want access to extra content aside from my regular videos, click the link in the description down below to become a channel member and get access to members-only live streams and other bonus perks. Or click the join button on our channel homepage. And if you're interested in some non-MMA content from me, check out my weekly podcast, the Hissyfit podcast, and check out my personal channel, Wyatt's World. I'll have them both linked in the description down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.